Good evening, everyone, and welcome to McStabber Studios Goose Stories, The Honkening. And yeah, I'm going to turn this over to Will right off because, well, it's actually Goose Tales, The Honkening, but geese don't listen to rules. They write what they want on the screen. I'll turn it over to our storyteller, Will, to talk about his wonderful game.
We try to put some order into the chaos that is in our world, and then we get goose stories instead. But hello, everybody. I'm the RavnosArchon. My name is Will, and I wrote a one-page, sort of. There's a little bit more than one page RPG called Goose Tales: The Honkening, based on an image I saw for a lone crazy goose on the cover of a story for a book for another game. And we're going to be playtesting that today. So before we get into what the rules are and all that, let me give my players a chance to introduce themselves and the kind of goose they want to bring into the world.
All right, I'm Modgus. I'll be playing Flappy Bird, the most flappy bird that has ever flapped. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful, very tired goose.
I'm House, Honk Girl. I'm playing Flying Gosling. I'm going to waddle my way into your hearts.
I am Gooser the Goozerian, Gooser the Destructor, Gooser the Traveler, and I have come. Of course, I am Shanky McStabber.
Hope you cleaned up after yourself. But given that bad joke, I hope that sets the mood for you. We are playing a simple index card type of game. There are three stats: honking, waddling, and flapping. Everybody starts with 1 point automatically, and then they get 3 more points to put in. There has been a wild range of points as far as what I know. But from what I have here, it seems that Mortuous went with, Flappy Bird went with honking 1, flapping 4, waddling 1. Flying Gosling went with honking 1, flapping 2, waddling 3.
Flip, honking, and flapping.
Oh, 3 and 2. I thought you were going to waddle your way into my heart.
Honking 2, flapping 1, waddling 3.
Waddling 3, okay. Gotcha. And then, of course, Gooser the Gooserian has honking 4, flapping 1, waddling 1. So you can only imagine what trouble these animals are going to get into. There is a shared pool of a resource called chaos, because as we know, geese love nothing else than to cause chaos in the world. The game starts off with 1 point of chaos for every goose at the table. So they're getting a shared pool of 3 chaos to start off with. There are different things that they can do with chaos, and they will come up. And as they come up, we will tackle them. But just know that for right now, we're going to be starting our story in a small city park. There is a food truck festival set to begin, and already children and parents are starting to flock to the park, as it were. There is a nice bit of weather. It's a little bit overcast. It is fall. So preparations are being made to start the great exodus from the city south, as we all know. Where do we find our geese, given the chaos that is already about to happen? Let's say there is a rectangular park. There is a large pond that is home to several flocks of geese. This is a little bit further north, so there's no alligators like you would find here in Florida. But there are other denizens in the pond as well, fish here and there. Where do you think your tribe of geese has claimed their territory?
I'm the muscle of the group. I don't make the decisions.
I think we probably would find a spot near the pond, but like with the most direct access to where the people in the trucks would come typically. But you'd probably find Flying Gosling in the water talking up a dame, telling a story on how his fly-in buddy Anthony Edwards died in a tragic accident. Waiting to see what his other Goose friends are up to.
Moment of silence for that Goose. Okay. And where do we find Flappy Bird?
Oh, Flappy is probably just gonna circle above a little, just, taking rest on the wind.
Okay.
Just look at the chaos and carnage that's gonna unfold once the food carts open up.
There are maybe 4 or 5 at this moment. The festival hasn't even gotten close to starting yet. It is still early afternoon, with the start time kind of getting closer to a later afternoon. But you can already see that some of the kids are starting to make their way from the parking lot area into the pond itself. Some of them have bread, some of them have rice cakes. Your flock is already starting to push themselves out of the water in anticipation of the feeding that is coming.
Time to flex my wings a little. Got to get ready for this.
Yeah, I tell the girl I'm talking to, duck off. There's bread here. I'm going after the bread. So I start kind of like making my way towards the closest child with the biggest hunks of bread or rice cakes, whatever's closest to me.
Okay. There is one rotund little boy that has been given an entire bag of white bread, who is making his way to the benches by the side of the pond. And the moment he sees all of these geese coming towards him, there's a mixture of excitement as he reaches his pudgy hand into the bag, and then there's a realization that there are more than 24 geese coming at him.
I will do my best to make my way to the front to kind of like exert my goose dominance over the rest of them, kind of big strutting goose, like over the goose. But as I get closer to the kid, I want to like chill out and be like, yeah, hey, I'm the goose you want to feed, bro.
While you're doing that, I'm going to try to flank the kid. I'm going to be as stealthy as I can, but considering I'm a big honking goose that is all about being a big honking goose, I'm not very stealthy, but I'm trying to sneak up from the side.
All right, so let me get a waddling check from both of you.
Yeah, this isn't going to end well.
I'm gonna throw something in there as well.
Okay.
I'm circling overhead, so I'm just gonna take a shit on the kid right in between that.
I got a 9 on my roll, which makes it a 10.
Ooh,
nice.
Okay. Can you explain to our audience, i.e. me also, like the roll mechanic too? So
okay, so you're gonna roll a d10 and add whatever your waddling is to get a total. That's a very simple table from 1 to 10. 1 and 2 is an utter failure, but we believe in failing upwards. So an utter failure does net you 2 chaos to your pool. 3 to 5 is a simple failure, which nets you 1 chaos to your pool. 6 through 9 is a success. You did the thing. You are a fantastic embodiment of what it is to be a goose, and so you don't get any chaos because you did what you set out to do. But a 10 or higher is a great success, and that nets you 1 chaos for every witnessing goose that saw you do your thing. And you can also instill dread or awe in any non-geese that are present. Dread is a sense of terror or fear, and so whoever you affect will go running away from you, whereas awe is a sense of protectiveness and aid, so whoever you affect will want to help you or protect you in some way, shape, or form.
So my modified is a 10, so that bumps our chaos up to 6 now, because And I'm keeping
Nice.
track of chaos on the screen for everybody, so you get to see what our chaos is right on the screen.
Yeah, apparently
Oh, yeah.
the goose gods want us to do well here. I also rolled a 9 for it, makes it a 12.
Yeah, okay. So it brings you up to 9 chaos automatically.
I am a ninja, giant ninja goose. He doesn't see me coming, but when he
Doesn't see
notices
you.
me, I'm inflicting dread on him. I want him to drop that bag.
All right. For Flappy Bird, let me get a flapping check, just to see how well you.
I guess that's another 3 chaos because that's another 9 for a total of 13.
Okay.
13 bombing damage, I guess.
Yeah. So
I'm
you.
going to instill awe. I'm the opposite of Gooser here.
Perfect. This kid is filled with conflicting emotions. He sees Gooser sneaking up on him. Immediately, his eyes widen. His primordial fear takes over. He sees you kind of nonchalantly coming up to him, very much establishing dominance over the rest of the pack. And so he immediately drops the bread and starts to run. And as he does, there is this giant splat of white and gray and black as the top of his head is now egg yolked in what is goose feces, and immediately starts crying and booking it out of the vicinity.
I'm gonna start flexing and punking out any geese other than Flying Gosling there and Flappy Bird that wants to come near the bread. You two,
Yeah, while
We're
he's
cool.
doing that, I'm
We're
going
cool.
for the bread.
we're
I'm going
cool.
for the bread.
Y'all can we the bread's ours. We're gonna make sure the rest don't get it. Boss, I'll make sure nobody else steals our bread, boss.
All right, give me a flapping check to intimidate the others.
I'm not as good at flapping. I'm probably just gonna have to bite him here in a minute. Oh, that's not bad. I got an 8.
That is an alternative.
I'll take an 8.
Yeah, that's a success. So no chaos to the pool, but you do see some of the people that were following in the wake of Flying Gosling just kind of see you stretch out your majestic large wings, and then they immediately stop as Flying Gosling kind of steps up and investigates the Wonder Bread bag that has been left as a tribute to the majesty of these geese.
Yeah, I'm just going to fucking town on this bread.
I gotta yell up at Flappy. Good shot, Flappy.
Yeah, I'm gonna flap my way down and land on the bench and just lean over all the way down and start picking at the stuff.
Okay.
Don't eat the plastic. You don't eat the wrapper. Eat
Is there a difference between the plastic and the bread inside?
That's not good.
Taste.
You want the bread.
Boss.
I see.
Boss Gooser's on a diet. I'm just gonna eat one piece of bread. And I'm just gonna steal one piece.
Okay.
Imagine it's like half a loaf is one piece.
There's definitely
it's technically one piece.
what the non-geese would call more than one piece, but it's like a sandwich of just bread. The child's parents come over to him. One of them is laughing at the misfortune that has befallen him. The other one is very much taking care of them, wiping their head, trying to be very, very conforming to what has happened as part of nature, just being nature. And some of the geese around you start to kind of waddle in and start picking at whatever crumbs are kind of falling to the side of Flying Gosling.
I'm biting the nearest one.
Hey, okay. Hey, Gooser, we got our fill. They can have the rest. It's fine.
Gooser don't share. Boss Gooser don't like to share.
Well, you have your piece. You wanted your one piece.
Okay, Gooser will listen to you, boss. Gooser does what you say. Now I'm just gonna. Gooser's gonna start grumbling about it.
We don't need everyone pissed off at us.
Nope. But you do see that one of the children, or at least the smaller adults, does kind of come over and try to shoo you away from what's left of the bread, very much in a hostile kind of attitude, and pointing back at the one child that had the experience from above. How do you want to react to this? Like, most of you have had your fill of bread already at this point, so now it's just the rest of the flock is what's attempting to get their fill.
Gooser, if you need to get that kind of energy out, feel free. On
You know, boss, the big ones scream louder. Gooser likes to bite them.
Don't
So
be Gooser.
I'm going to bite the first adult that comes. They're getting it. They're getting the honkening.
Perfect.
The bitey end, as it was. Okay. So since it's only the first one, we're not going to go into a combat test. I'm just going to let you roll your honking to try to establish dominance.
I rolled a 6 with a +4 because of my honkening, because that's what I do best. I got another 10. This is gonna go just poorly for the humans.
So you are at 15 chaos. The human rolled a 9, so you got higher than they did. So you successfully reach in, and as they're coming, you see them trying to avoid you. Their hands come up. Their step widens. It's kind of like a bow-legged, kind of try to avoid you, but also try to keep the fact that they're twice your size. And even then, that's not enough. As Goose or the Goosarian lands that hefty bill, where do you see yourself biting into this little person?
I was going for an adult. I'm not gonna. I've learned. Gooser's learned. You see, Gooser found this on accident one time when he watched somebody step on a rake. So I go right between the legs because the noise they made when they stepped on the rake that time was very pleasing to Gooser. So I'm just gonna bite right between their legs with my big honker.
It lands. It lands, and there is a scream of pure terror and pain mixed together. And immediately you see it try to like push you away from it as it stumbles back onto its backside, and then just tries to scramble away from you.
Now I'm posing with my wings out. Yeah.
As you do.
See that, boss? See that, boss?
I'll join him, just like making myself larger just to kind of help, assist and scare off.
There's a group of adults that come over and start to like herd people away from your group. And somebody, you can hear them kind of claiming the bread as lost, and no sense in trying to pick it up from you. You have established dominance this day.
While all of this is going on, I'm just going to pick the end of the packaging, of the plastic, and just start taking off, and thereby spreading whatever is left inside that plastic wrapper across the entire pond.
There is just a cacophony of honks as all of the geese that you fly over just thank you.
I think that's the most work I've seen him do ever.
Yeah, I'll just drop the thing then over the food cart somewhere. I don't need plastic.
Yeah.
There, refill it.
But you see that it does kind of just sway itself down to the floor. Somebody that was setting up their food truck sees it, goes over, grumbles about littering, and then goes and throws it away.
Hey, boss! I'm tired of this bread thing, boss. The food in that big metal-looking thing that smells good. Maybe we should get some of that, boss.
I mean, I am hungry again. Bread is good, but maybe there's something better.
Plus, look, those bipedal ape things. They're standing inside. They can't escape. We can go right in through the opening, and they can't run from us, boss.
Gooser, don't let anyone tell you have bad ideas all the time. And I start waddling towards the food truck.
Yep.
Flappy, you're the scout.
Just fly over the big box.
Bomb any targets, Flappy. Bomb any targets.
That one.
The one with the weird long thing and the smoky things on top?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna fly straight into the front.
Don't fly into it, over it.
That's fine.
Yeah. So there are 3 food trucks that have been set up already. One is black with a couple of splashes of color. One is mostly red with again splashes of color near the window.
See color.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna treat geese like mantis shrimp. So you see 27 dimensions of color that we don't.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Goose of the Gozerian only sees red. Lots of red.
There's only chaos in his eyes. And then there's a blue food truck that has a splash of color in order that, and all of these splashes of color are obviously to denote what they are. Geese do not care for advertisements of what food there is. There's only the smell of sweetness that comes from inside.
And the screams of our prey.
Which one does Flappy Bird want to inspect or fly into?
I'm just gonna fly straight into the one to the furthest right. You probably smell something sweet in there, and just smack that in there, right?
The blue food truck, unbeknownst to you, because you have no concept of what food is a sweets truck. So there's the splash of colors to denote ice cream cones and a cornucopia made out of churro. And so as you fly in to the establishment, the truck, everybody that's inside just starts to scream.
Well, I'm gonna flap my ever-living fuck out of that because holy shit, there's people screaming.
I'm going straight to help.
Get the sugar tube. Get the sugar tube.
Sugar tip. Grabbing and yanking.
Gooser has a better plan. I'm gonna let them do theirs. Just wait till Gooser gets in there. I got a plan now.
Okay. Give me a honking test, Flappy, to see if you can grab the coveted sugar tube.
The 0 is which one?
10.
I am bad at it, but I did it anyway.
That brings you up to
chaos.
18.
The Goosening wants us to succeed today, apparently. Or it's going to balance out very soon.
Look, when you have Goose of the Gozerian on your side, the only thing we're short is a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man for victory, okay?
Yeah, perfect.
All right. So you grab 3 full, about 6-inch sugar tubes. And immediately, the moment the sugar touches your weird, freakish tongue, your eyes widen, the adrenaline starts pumping, and one of the humans reaches out to try and smack you on the head. Give me a waddling check to avoid being hit.
Okay. Yeah, that's a 3.
3. Okay, so
That's just a simple failure. Oh well.
So here's the fun part. You can sacrifice some of your huge pool of chaos that you've garnered so far to bolster your roll, adding 1 point to your roll for every 1 point of chaos you sacrifice. But
and now that'll take forever.
I'm gonna say Flappy Bird does not seem that motivated.
But you can also impair somebody else, and you can sacrifice 1 point of chaos to reduce any other roll involved, including d20s, by 1 for every chaos you sacrifice.
Okay.
So right now the human got an 8, so that's a difference of 5.
I don't think that. I mean, that would mean either I push myself up 5 points, plus a lot, or I just fail. Failing is fun.
Okay. So you did get a simple failure, so that does give you 1 more point of chaos, bringing you up to 19. And the human connects, whacks you right across the head, knocking the sugar sticks right out of your mouth, right out of your beak, and sending you tumbling to the ground. Flying and Gooser see this man thing, this ape child, just kind of whack Flappy Bird unconscious.
Gooser, you know what to
Oh,
do.
hell no. Oh, hell no. I'm jumping in and I'm taking my wings and I'm smacking all the cinnamon they've been dipping these churros in everywhere.
Okay.
I am throwing cinnamon in everybody's eyes, nose, and
Pocket
mouth,
sand.
everywhere.
Pocket sand.
Yep.
Make a flapping check.
You know, that's not my best skill, but yeah. I'll take a 7. That's 6 plus 1. I'll take a 7.
Yeah, that's a regular success. No chaos, but you do the thing. So you come waddling up, hop up onto the preparation station and start just flapping and smacking your feet up, knocking all of this cinnamon up into the air and into everybody's face. They start coughing and start covering their faces and making their way out of the food truck. How is Flying handling
He's waddling over, assessing the situation. He doesn't want them to leave with Gooser or Flappy Bird, so he goes and tries to like puncture one of the bouncy things that like round bouncy things that they move on to keep them there.
Sure. Let's have you make a honking test.
If that don't work, boss, I'll throw you a knife out of the food truck.
I roll. You said a honking.
Yeah.
I rolled a 6. So 4
Roll
plus
6.
4 plus
Nice. That's a standard success, so no chaos. But you do manage to start biting at the inside of this donut-shaped object, and you find what is a small plastic hard thing that comes easily off. And as you start nibbling at it and sticking your freakish tongue out at it, you feel what is this jet of air suddenly shoot out of it and continue to just kind of hiss slowly out, and you see the thing start to
I hiss back at it. I goose hiss back at it.
Yes.
Question for the game master. This one, is there a cap on how high we can get our stats to?
4. 4 is the highest.
Damn, so I can't spend 5 to buff up my honking to start getting larger and larger.
No, you have mastered the ability of honking
Damn
at
it,
this
man.
point.
Okay.
But yeah, you do have enough chaos that you could sacrifice 5 points of chaos to permanently enhance one of your stats. As long as you're not being observed by any non-geese. There are a few ape children around, so
yeah, but we could duck. One of us could duck behind the counter that we've thrown enough cinnamon. But if I can't get bigger, I don't need flapping and waddling. That's for other people.
He's so big he can't fly is the thing. Like
I kind of fly and hops.
You like hover for a few seconds.
He needs a long runway. That's what he needs.
He's just like a gliding plane.
Taking off is easy. The landings are a bitch. I got to tell you.
Let's have Flying make a flapping test to try and wake up Flappy Bird.
5, so a simple failure.
Okay.
I will. So, do I just need a 6 to succeed? Then, I will. If the group doesn't mind, I will spend a chaos to wake up Flappy Bird.
Whoa, that
now
was
at 18.
crazy.
Yep, 18 chaos.
And I imagine Flappy Bird just gets on my back now, having been knocked out. Not with me offering, but just because he's so lazy, he's not gonna.
Yeah. I'm still on a sugar high. I wasn't actually knocked out. I was just stuck in with the head and
I shall avenge you, Flappy.
He's fine. He's awake. He's alive.
I'm still grabbing a knife in my beak.
Okay.
We're escalating this shit. I'm grabbing a knife in my beak.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You see that the humans that were in the kind of confectionery food truck have run out. They're calling for help. You can hear the barking of what sounds like what the humans call a dog, the ancient enemy of the goose. And you can hear the jingle jangle of its binding leash kind of rushing towards the group.
No, that's not good. That's
Yep, time to take and stand between Flappy and Flying Gosling with my beak knife.
perfect.
And now we will do an initiative for the combat tracker as this massive kind of pit bull of a dog comes rushing over and barks its deafening kind of challenge to the geese.
I got my good dice today. I got a 17.
Is this a D20?
This is the D20. This is a flat check. It's just a number.
Okay.
Just number 12.
Yep. 12 for Mortuous, or for Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
Gooser got a 17.
17 for Goose the Goosarian.
Big old number 1.
And a 1 for Flying Gosling.
See, boss, that's why I'm here.
Okay. So
I'm more of a planner than a doer.
the way it works is the lower the number, the earlier you start. But anyone that got higher than you can interrupt your turn by sacrificing their initiative for that round. So it isn't bad that Flying Gosling got a 1. It just means that anybody else can interrupt your turn to do what they want to do. And when the dog got an 18, that's a terrible situation to be in.
I'm still yelling, hide behind me, boss. Hide behind me.
So what, this dog is leashed. Is it tied up, or is it is like a person holding onto the dog?
The person that was holding onto the dog is running towards it. It looks like it's got out of it's pulled its way out of being controlled. The leash is kind of dangling behind him like a scorpion tail. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the leash and try and like fly up, like try and get the end of the leash and like fly up into the air at this point.
All right. Let's have you make a honking test.
An 8, 6 plus 2.
Nice. So that is a success. And the dog doesn't look like he's paying attention to you. It looks like he senses weakness in Flappy, and he is zoned in. So you do manage to grab the end of the leash and start flapping yourself up into the air. That's you. So that brings us to Flappy Bird. You see the dog eyeballing you. There's a bit of froth coming out at the end of its mouth.
You think I'm weak? I'm on sugar, my friend. And I'm just going to widen myself and just flap and screech at the dog.
Okay.
I'm not going to get any closer. I'm just going to be like, I am the king here. And try to be as intimidating as physically possible.
Do it. Let's have you make a flapping test.
Oh, yeah.
And
That is a 7 plus my 4 makes it an 11.
so that brings you up to 21 chaos, because that's a fantastic success.
The power of sugar compels me.
And because you got a great success, you can instill dread or awe in this dog.
Yes. I think dread is the more appropriate thing, considering that we are in sort of a combat situation.
Sure. Immediately, you open your wings up. You show this dog what a sugar high looks like on a goose, which is terrifying. Your freakish tongue comes up out of your mouth like the lead singer of Kiss. And this dog's eyes widen as a primordial fear comes over him, just crashes into him. And he books. He starts to run. And
Gooser, being an idiot,
Mhm.
doesn't realize that Flappy's behind him anyway. Yeah, that's what you get. Yeah, you don't want this. Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
You
knife
don't want
mouth.
this? As I've got a knife from him. You don't want this? You go get some of this? Darn.
As I'm being pulled away because I
Yes.
still have the leash.
You the two of you notice, Gooser and Flappy notice that the moment that this fear takes over the dog and it rushes back towards its master, the leash becomes taut and it swings down, and attached to it is Flying Gosling. Would you guys like to try to save him, or let him come crashing into the ground if he can't save himself?
Who's walking who, boss?
Catch him!
Just screaming.
Well, if there's still a possibility, I'll try to fly up and try to,
Yeah, I'm not flying anywhere. I'll just
help
let y'all do
pulling
that.
him.
So let's have Flyin make a flapping check to try and catch himself before he comes crashing to the ground. And if that fails, then we'll let
While
Flappy.
he's doing that, I'm walking, waddling, and I'm out of breath a little bit. I've been doing a lot of activity, and I'm good at honkening. I'm just not good at much else. So,
You said flapping check?
Yeah.
Life has not been kind to Flying Gosling right now. It's a 2.
2. That's an utter failure, but that gives you 2 chaos. That brings you to 23. So now Flappy would get a flapping or waddling check to try and shoot forward to try and soften the blow. Your choice.
Probably flapping then.
Okay. As you take off behind Gooser and shoot forward.
I'm shouting words of encouragement.
That's a 2, but my +4 makes that at least a 6.
Oh, so that's a success. No chaos, but you do shoot forward. Create a cushion at least, but the two of you come into direct contact and come down with a hard hit. And does Flyin want to hold on to the leash or let go at this point?
I'd let go.
Okay.
Once I make contact with something, I'm letting go.
The dog is still running. There is a very much timid kind of whine and fearful exclamation of, I don't get paid enough for this. And he rushes back to its owner. At this point, some of the humans have gathered around. One of them looks like they have a rolling pin in their hand. One of them looks like they actually have what's it called? A meat cleaver. They are now becoming agitated and aggressive towards the three of you.
It's time. Gooser's gonna jump up at the one that has a rolling pin and try to carve a G right onto his chest with my knife blade and my duck bill, because I got to mark my turf.
Make a honking test as you come flying as best as possible.
Let's see. I got a 3. But I get a +4, so that makes it 7. Yeah, I just put a G. That is my human now.
Let's see if it tries to avoid you. It doesn't. So you come swinging craning your neck around, and you make contact, and the human screams in utter fear and pain, and everybody else just starts to give you at least some space, but you do see that some of them are kind of trying to corral Flappy and Flying as they're coming to terms with what just happened to them. But Gooser is creating a little bubble for himself as people are seeing that you are actually pretty aggressive with a knife in your mouth.
Jeez.
So let's have Flying and Flappy make waddling checks to try and avoid the humans that are reaching out to grasp for you.
That's better. That's 13.
Oh, okay.
10 plus, rolled a 10 plus 3.
Nice. That's a great success.
This game is about chaos. Apparently, it's either major or major successes or major failures here.
I mean, I'm just gonna put myself into the long line of another 10.
Another one.
Jesus.
Okay. Brings you to 29 chaos. So we are now at the mark where you could have used 15 of this chaos, sacrificed 15 to have created a minor honkening, which would have given all the geese present +1 on their rolls and -1 to all the non-geese. But you've also now reached the threshold for a grand honkening, which gives you +3 to all the geese die rolls and -3 to any non-geese. And it lasts for as long as the honking stat of whoever initiates the grand honkening. Or you could save up the 50 that you need to summon Gusulu. Up to you.
I mean, we have to. We have to.
I was going to say, knowing these two, they want to wait for the honkening.
Well, because I have the highest honkening score, so you want me to call the grand honkening anyway, because it lasts longer.
Yes.
When I honk, people recognize. Because Goose of the Gozerian can honk, okay?
But the initiative, we're out of initiative as far as the dog is concerned. The humans didn't roll high enough to capture any of you, so Flying and Flappy managed to waddle their way between legs, around corners. Are you guys heading back to the pond? What is the play here? Because they're starting to close in on Gooser, but every time that he just kind of flails his neck wildly, they manage to kind of the bubble kind of teardrops and then comes back into a circle.
So if there's one that's close to Gooser that looks like they might get him, I want to try and see if I can grab the rectangle that they all these bipedal things tend to be on and run away with it as a distraction.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna use the same a similar sort of tactic, trying to distract them, but by via. It's been a bit since I ate the bread, so I should probably have some ammunition again. So I'm going to try to maybe blind some
airdrop.
Airdrop.
Yeah,
and I'm just waving my knife around. I know I can't cut them all, but I'll cut whoever comes in first. And I'm just waiting to see who's brave enough to come in first because they get in the knife.
There's a moment where two of them kind of make eye contact and nod, and you see both of them kind of rush in at you. So let's have you make a honking check to stab one of them as Flying makes his honking test to bite the other one. Or do you want to go for the same one?
Like I said, whatever looks the biggest threat to Gooser, I just want to essentially try and steal their cell phone.
Yep. Then let's have a flapping test from Flappy.
8 + 2, 10.
Okay. That brings you to 31.
the hell. Well, that's 13.
Okay. 34. And what did Gooser get?
I got 7, but I just noticed a little trick. If I spend 3 points, I can bump it to 10, and then we'll get 3 extra points back because we get 1 per, and it stays at Chaos 34, and I get a grand success with my slicey.
It does.
Nice.
So I will do that just to make it an even better slicey, cutty.
You got it. So that makes
it's basically free, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Unless the human rolls a 10, which he doesn't. So he gets stabbed. The human that Flying bites now has 1 less cell phone.
I just kind of start running away to try and get them to whether they realize it or not. I'm just running away with his cell phone.
I sure as hell hope that this is going on TikTok at this point. I really do.
It was, and now there's a full frontal view of a goose's mouth rushing away from the group of humans. You cut into the human that lunged forward, the other human that lunged forward, and you hear him kind of yell out in pain and immediately rush away. The other one starts to chase Flying, and you hear, my phone! and then one random human in the group just gets a face full of excrement as dead on Luke Skywalker over here with the exhaust port just
Perfect.
right to the face.
Here's the
Let
problem.
go.
We picked the
Trust your
wrong
feelings.
we picked the wrong food truck, because I know at a churro food truck I got that little tiny knife. I didn't get a good knife. I don't have, we didn't get
You didn't get the cleaver?
I didn't get a good cleaver. I've just got a little knife running around in my big honking mouth,
Yeah,
One
sometimes
of them has a cleaver, though.
you got to do what you can with what you're given.
I say there is a bipedal creature with a cleaver that was threatening us.
Yeah. It
He's
has
next.
now, he has now stepped forward to try and establish dominance against Gooser, since he is the one with the most deadliest weapon in the group. And it feels like this is the last great push that the bipeds are going to be doing. Everyone has kind of got their money set on him being the one to take out Gooser. The other ones are kind of taking cover. There's another one that has joined the hunt for flying to try and grab the cell phone back. And all you hear is just the little kind of exclamations, the little noises of encouragement that come from this black mirrored piece of rectangle that is just, I guess, excited to see what happens with flying. You can't make heads or tails of the noises that are coming from it, but it seems really agitated and excited to be where it is.
And you should know, I don't know what the word defense means. Just when they're coming at me with a cleaver, I have no concept of defense. It's all honk and attack.
Yeah. So
My goose may be cooked here. I don't know.
what is Flappy doing as he sees this all playing out underneath him?
So I think user could use some support, right? But I don't have any more ammunition, so I'm just gonna fly down and just land butt first in another face and start flapping on somebody.
Perfect.
They call that the goose tea bag. It's okay.
The goose bag. What is flying gonna do as another biped as a come
I'm gonna
after you?
try and fly on the top of like a food truck or something, and just start like pecking at the phone. In my head, I imagine like I open up like Facebook or Instagram and just start liking like his ex's pictures by accident.
Oh, for sure.
That's just the flavor I'm adding. Just
It is
maybe
it
taking
is-
some accidental selfies, just pecking at the screen.
Yeah, it is the equivalent of a room full of monkeys trying to establish Shakespeare. Just pure, unadulterated, unchecked, liking, touching things.
What was that? You replied to their spam to the spam messages they got under their spam text.
Or
You started replying.
forwarded
Ordered a lot on Amazon.
Yeah. He needed that kiddie pool.
You've asked
Not
for
just one,
a
like
honker.
three kiddie pools.
You asked for a honker. Buy another? Yes. Buy another? Yes. Buy another? Yes.
All of them. Put them in the cart. So let's have Flappy do a flapping test. Let's have Flying do a honking test, or waddling, depending on whether you want to use your beak or a combination of your beak and your webbed feet.
I guess I'd use my feet,
Okay. And then let's have Gooser do a honking test or waddling.
Well, I have another 6.
6 is a success.
8 plus 3, 11.
Ooh, 37. And you instill dread or awe in one of them.
I'm going to instill dread on the cell phone owner, like, right? Because he knows, like, something can't be right. I'm not doing something good on his cell phone.
He just starts yelling, kind of backing away, talking about all the successful work that he's been doing with his therapist. You don't know what that means.
I'll kick the phone off the truck at that point. And really, Dan really hopes like his ex-girlfriend calls him like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'll fly away.
Yep. What is this picture of a goose on your phone, and why is it sent to me? And then let's have Gooser make his honking test.
I got a 6, modified to a 6.
Modified to a 6. Oh, the human gets a 9. So since you weren't trying to defend it, you stab him, he stabs you, or he comes cleaving into you. So immediately Gooser goes down.
They crossed the streams, boss. They killed the goose.
Gooser! Just a heads up, our chaos is at 37.
37,
Let
yeah.
me adjust that.
Yep.
Gooser!
They got the goose, boss.
Gooser!
Yeah. Luckily, because in combat with Goose Tails, there's no health track. You're Goose. You get hit once, you're out. But if you don't have enough defensive avenues to kind of protect yourself, you can awaken yourself in the next turn as long as there's any chaos in the pool. So it does cost you 1 chaos to kind of bring yourself up. So you should be at 35, given that 1 was used to bring up Flappy earlier, and you'll need 1 to bring up Gooser. But you see the humans are just now celebrating. Their hands are in the air. The one with the meat cleaver is kind of like swinging it like a lightsaber.
He's also been cut, so he's swinging it and bleeding. He don't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He took out the heart of chaos that was ruining this little cluster of food trucks.
He don't know it's on.
And may fly in, try and get to like the driver's seat and just like fuck around with that. Ideally at 1 pointed at all the humans.
You're gonna turn off the emergency brake.
Just mess around, like try and just get this thing to move.
I will let you
no idea what I'm doing.
Not at all. I will let you choose whatever test you're doing, and then describe to me how you're using that ability to kind of create the chaos to start not only the car but also like point it at the humans.
So I imagine the truck is probably on because like to keep whatever electricity going.
Sure.
So I'm just trying to like poke around with like my beak, try and find something to get it to start moving.
Yep.
And I imagine if there's like a gear shift, I might try and poke at the stick hanging out of the wheel.
Yeah.
Like try and just try and chaotically move about and mess around with things in the.
All right, that sounds like honking to me.
Cool.
Honk the shit out of that food truck. Honk it hard.
Let's see. Okay, so 4, 6.
6 total. That's a success. So you do the thing. No chaos, but you start poking around, grabbing at things, kind of shaking your head, pushing, pulling.
So if the group doesn't mind, I'd like to spend 4 chaos to get to 10 with this.
Sure.
So you'll only lose 1.
We got lots. Go ahead. Spend them.
It's fine.
Yeah. So that'll bring you down.
Gotta spend money to make money. Right?
I want to cause chaos with the truck.
Yeah, of course. So you use 4, that brings you down to 31, but because there's 3 of you, and that is a great success, you get 1 for every goose. So that brings you back up to 34.
Okay.
A net loss of 1 chaos. Not terrible.
Darn.
In all of your pushing and prodding and pulling, you put the gear stick into actual gear. There's a heavy kind of crunch as it tries to fight you for not putting the clutch in first. And as you feel the truck start to move, you flap up, you come landing hard against the steering wheel, and you hear a very metallic honk come out of this thing. Clearly, it's approval of whatever you are doing.
I just keep poking at the thing that causes the honk at this point, just over and over and over again.
Just a loud honk starts to fill this empty
Honk amplifier.
this once empty kind of parking lot, and the truck starts to careen towards the humans. Gooser awakens as the shadow of this mobile thing just kind of starts to cross over you like the Spaceball 1.
And that's 1 more chaos, right? We use for that, for me getting up.
Yeah, so I already took care of that. So that's what puts you at 34. But you hear the honking kind of bring you back from the precipice of death. And as you see this thing, Shadow, kind of crawl over you, you hear the humans screaming, kind of running away in fear. um, and you still have the knife, but the moment that this thing passes over you, you can see that Flappy is still kind of above you. You can see that the humans have rushed off to avoid getting crushed by this thing. And you don't see Flying, though.
So it rolled over me, right?
Mhm.
Okay, good. While I'm under it, as it passed by, I want to jam my knife into the big flat looking thing under it, basically the gas tank. I'm just going to stick the knife in as it goes by and just leave the knife there.
Perfect.
Is that going to be a honkening test for that one?
No, I think you've done enough. You've proven that your honking ability is second to none. So I'm just gonna let you have that stab wound. And you shoot up. You grab what looks to be a bladder for this metallic creature, and sure enough, you just start to see this smelly kind of liquid start to rush out of it. This dark brownish liquid.
It's peeing on you.
I got it, boss.
I just honk, 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 honk.
Just this rhythmic
distracted by
metallic
this
honk.
song. Yeah. Very distracted by that.
Yeah. Because you can't really control anything, you're a goose. You do feel that the truck comes to an abrupt stop. There's a loud crunch, and you hear some of the humans, "My truck!" And as you peek up, you can see that it's crushed into another food truck. This one looks to have been the black one with the color pattern of what it is, like a drumstick, wings and things like that. You can smell a foul pun intended odor coming from it.
Would I recognize that is in fact our bird brethren?
Yes. There's a
They're eating us
that you would understand. Yeah.
There's one with a huge ass chopping knife, right? That's just running away from the giant monster.
There was. He got stabbed, and after dodging the car, he's dropped the knife, the butcher's knife, and has started to run off to try and get help.
Oh, you know what I'm going for.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody needed that knife. I intended to steal the knife from somebody, but since it's there, I'm just gonna yell down that the butcher's knife is there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, head down, neck extended. I'm running for the knife.
Pop, 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 pop.
Waddling, I should say.
I think this is the fastest we've ever seen Gooser move.
He's pissed. You stabbed Gooser. Gooser gonna cut you back now. He's pissed.
Nice, man. Yeah. In the distance, you can Flappy can see what looks to be this flashing of blue and red, and this loud noise, this cacophony of noise that is getting closer, that just kind of rises and falls rhythmically. But some of the humans are heading in that direction. Some of the humans are just kind of like sitting around trying to get Flying out of the food truck that just came crashing into the other food truck. But what does everybody want to do?
I'm gathering the knife, so that's my action right now.
Did any of the windows break once the truck hit?
They're cracked but not broken.
Okay, I'll try and with the driver's side window, I'll try and like break through and make my escape.
Yep.
Is there anything like pointy and heavy around?
Not too big. Most of the things are going to be too big for you to do. There's like umbrellas and things like that. But there are scattered around just a couple of boxes that got opened up in the crash of toothpicks. that is just spread around.
I'm gonna try to grab one of those boxes, the entire box, and just start lifting it up with me, prepared to throw it at the next unsuspecting foe.
Sounds good. So you swoop down, you grab one of the half empty boxes of toothpicks. They're not even the little wooden toothpicks. They're the actual like plastic sword toothpicks, like the old classic rapier looking toothpicks.
So basically, I'll be ending up using them as caltrops because there's no other way that I'm gonna be able to hit stuff with it. But I'm just intending to hit a head.
Oh yeah, no problem. But you, Gooser, as he picks up this heavy cleaver and starts to just kind of like drag it like an executioner's sword around with him, sees Flying come rushing out of the driver's side of the truck that crashed into the other truck, just screaming, "They're eating us." And as Flappy swoops down, picks up what looks to be a box that kind of not clatters, but definitely has something tiny and abundant inside of it, and then takes back up to the skies. What is the play?
I don't like that annoying flashing light noise thing. But the guy who got me with the cleaver, he's taking off running. Oh, damn, I can't catch him because I was going to go after him. I owe paybacks, but I'm not quick enough to catch him because, I mean, yeah.
No.
I'm going to ideally wait for Gooser and Flappy to meet me at the chicken truck.
Okay.
What are we doing, boss?
They're eating us. And I kind of point my wing at the black truck with the chicken legs on it.
Bipedal ape is on the menu tonight, boys.
Yeah.
Are geese carnivorous?
We are now.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do a fucking. I'll make it canon for this game. Sure.
We are now.
Anything that fits in your freakish mouth.
Their goose is cooked.
There it is. The humans that were in charge of the chicken food truck have run off after the impact. So the only thing that's stopping you right now is the approaching flashing red and blue lights and the sounds, the wailing sounds of whatever is coming with them.
I am Gooser learns a little bit. I'm going to get in one of the food trucks and kind of crouch or kind of settle down and hide in it and wait.
It is not difficult to once you walk into the kind of chicken based food truck to see that there are cubbies that kind of have the defeathered carcass of what was a chicken at one point, just set up for rotisserie, obviously. But you can see the naked kind of unbridled fury of what these humans can do to fowl like yourselves.
So I want to disassemble the thing that cooks the birds. So if there's like a stove, like a gas hose, I want to like...
It's a rotisserie. You going to grab the skewers off?
Oh, if there's like a stove or something, like I want to pull the gas hose off of it, whatever it's connected, if it's connected to like a propane tank. So essentially I want to inadvertently fill the truck with gas.
Okay, done.
Is that the one I'm hiding in there, Flying Gosling?
Are you in the bird? Are you in the bird one? Or
I just
something?
picked whatever the closest one was to kind of crouch down and hide in.
Yeah, it would be the bird one.
It's okay. We don't know any better.
Detonate the entire
Chaos
thing.
isn't always self-serving.
That's right. It's okay. I'm hiding in there. I'm waiting.
But yeah, I'm just trying to like destroy the cooking mechanisms.
We're going to find out how the goose gods like us because I'm going to make sure that if one of those cops shoot at me, it causes the spark to blow it up with me in it.
Not even that. You are in there's rotisseries, right? So the gas is slowly creeping up to that, igniting there, and automatically detonating. You don't need to do shit for that to happen
Then my
anymore.
flying,
Let's wait for the
my
let's just wait for the
flaming
big cruiser,
corpse,
hopefully.
my flaming corpse with a cleaver in my mouth will be hurled towards the humans. It's okay.
So,
Will be a burning goose of death.
Flappy sees the black and white vehicle kind of pull up, the flashing lights still happening, but the sound comes to an end, and two humans get out.
I'm gonna drop the box on one of them. Right that moment.
Yeah, let's have you do
First strike wins.
a honking test to see your accuracy.
Which one?
Honking.
This went from
Honking?
chaos to just murder really quickly.
That is a 9. I'm gonna spend that 1 point to make it a 10.
Okay. So that -1 plus 3 means you net 2 more, so you're at 36. Yeah, they're not expecting it, so they don't get to avoid it. But you notice as they get out of the car, they immediately look to see the chaos that's happening, and all they see is Flying Gosling just tearing into the rotisserie machine, the kind of stove that they have on this chicken truck, this chicken and wings truck, and they look at each other for a moment, and then the passenger suddenly takes a face full of toothpicks, plastic sword-shaped toothpicks, right to the face, and there's these little like acupuncture remains of the Hellraiser that had just kind of adorned the top of her forehead.
And by the way, I'd imagine I'm hiding crouched down, but I don't understand the cleaver part. So all they see is the cleaver above the counter moving back and forth as I'm hiding. They just see the cleaver moving.
Like a scorpion's tail.
Yep, just waiting for him.
Things have run afoul indeed.
This is why I ran this. So the one that took the box full of toothpicks just backs off and starts to kind of wipe away the damage. The other one rushes around and immediately comes around the back entrance to the food truck, and there is a wild gooser holding a meat cleaver, while Flying Gosling is just in the back, kind of slapping things with his little webbed feet and pulling and pushing things with his beak. It has not reached for any weapons. It's just kind of sitting there in its blue uniform, hands wide, pretty much in awe of the situation. This is definitely something that you can tell this human has never seen before and never even dreamed up this situation happening. How does Gooser react to?
I'm chopping his toes off.
Perfect.
Just going for the tip of the shoe. I know. Look, I have little claws. I know there's claws in there somewhere. We're taking them off.
Do it. Make a honking test. Bring that big honker down on his feet.
That's a 12.
Oh man. Okay, so that brings you up to 39 chaos. And aside from hitting, do you want to instill dread or awe in this human?
Normally I'd go with dread, but no, I want him to be in awe of my ability to chop his toes off without hesitation. I want him to worship the King Gooser the Gooserian here.
There's a heavy clang as your foot comes down on a steel-toed boot, and he immediately jumps back. His eyes widen, and there is this understanding that should things have turned out differently, that apes would not have evolved on this planet given the dominance of the goose, and it just kind of falls back onto his butt and just kind of undoes his belt and just drops it to either side of him, and he just starts to pull the tie loose, and he just kind of sits there in this stuck wonder at what he's just survived, but also the events that have led up to this point in his life.
Gooser is a benevolent ruler. Gooser has spoken. Worship me.
And Flying sees that Gooser has extended his wingspan to its full capacity. Its neck is still kind of bent at an angle as it's trying to hold up this meat cleaver that he just kind of drags like that pyramid head in Silent Hill. And outside, you can just hear, Ryan, what's wrong? What did you see? And you can see the other humans start to make their way over.
I want to explode this truck.
Perfect.
That's a way to use up chaos.
Yeah. Let's have you do either a waddling or flapping check to create the ignition.
I'm gonna do a flapping because why not?
Okay.
Shit you not, I rolled a 1. Just a 2.
Perfect.
I want it. I want to see how this utterly fails.
Yeah, we'll take the 2K. We'll get the free 2 chaos for a failure. That's nice.
Yeah, it brings you up to 41.
Yeah.
Gooser doesn't see the human coming around. Only Fly-In and Flappy can see that this human is coming around to help their partner. And as the agitation of this other biped comes creeping in on Fly-In's mind, you know that Gooser's probably in the throes of just how magnificent he thinks he is. So he's probably not going to be as offensive as he should be. And so you start to panic and you start to try to get this thing to explode. And you start knocking canola oil and pieces of fried bird and what was thawing chicken pieces all over the place. One of them bonks Gooser right in the back of the head. Just kind of the chicken wing of some kind of like mild sauce dish just comes crashing into the back of Gooser's head, falls over, and you see this kind of bent skin, like featherless part of a bird that could be you, Gooser, just suddenly staring up at you.
I got to roll my frenzy roll here. Oh, nope. Gooser failed it.
Oh.
It wasn't even a buffalo wing. It wasn't even the spicy. It was the mild sauce. I mean, come on.
Mild. Why even eat chicken at that point?
Yeah. So, yeah, Gooser's just going nuts. I'm just going to flail the cleaver everywhere. Just literally everywhere.
Okay. Make a honking test.
I'm losing my shit here. Oh, that made 6 modified to 10. So, yeah, we're just going to fuck everything up now. This truck is not coming out of this surviving.
Not at all. Brings you up to 44 chaos. And the cleaver just starts flying around. There is a primordial rage that has bubbled over in Gooser. Before, this was all fun and games. This was just another Tuesday for him. But now, seeing this, the carnage that has been inflicted on others of your kind, it does something, I think, to him. And the cleaver just starts swinging around your head. Your neck is just being strained to its most stretched potential. You are on the verge of breaking vertebrae you've never even known could be broken. Sparks are flying, fire starts catching, and the humans are just sitting there stunned in fear. Would you like to use your roll to attack one of them, or use it to explode the truck as Flying has
Let's
intended?
see. Let me roll a die because I'm not thinking straight. Oh, nope. That's the truck.
All right.
This sacrilege of our brethren must be exterminated with fire.
Gooseness, greatness, great balls of fire.
Flappy sees the two humans kind of coming together and being pulled, and one of them starts to pull the other one away. There is the loud honking of what you recognize as Flying, just trying to rectify the outrage of what has been done to your kinsman, and then everything goes silent except for the loud roar of this orange, red, and white ball of fire that was the food truck. The humans go flying backwards, and there's these two roasting kind of black smoke trails of what should be flying as he flies in one direction, and Gooser as he flies in the completely other direction, blown out of this burning wreckage. So that'll bring you down to 42 chaos, as each of you will need to use 1 chaos to bring yourselves back.
And I lost my cleaver in the process.
You lost your cleaver, which just goes to show you that nothing beats the good old honker that sits at the end of your face.
I
I will avenge you.
I just now envision us as like necromantic, like skeleton geese right now.
The good thing about being agents of chaos is that the feathers are endowed with a supernatural protection.
Except
So you've
mine are
lost feathers.
smoking and smoldering, and there's waves of smoke coming off me and ash dripping down from me.
Yeah, I think at most there's like a couple of your feathers are smoldering, and you can see the little kind of orange and white line of the fire eating away at them. But for the most part, because you three have been blessed with the ushering in of a new age, there are exceptions made to just how much of a goose you really are.
Hey, boss, you think we can work together and take the flashing blue light box thingy and go around town in it?
I mean, I did move this box. Why not move that rolling box?
We'll work together. See, I'm thinking, boss. I'm thinking.
Flappy, the go to the lights.
Yes, and I'm gonna try to get into the car that I just bombed.
Okay.
I'm the heavy one, so I'm on the pedals, people.
Excellent. So let's have.
You need to be the one that honks into the.
Oh, excuse me.
The loudspeaker.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
We
word.
are playing Goose Theft Auto right now.
Goose Step
Yes.
Up. So let's have, I think, a concerted effort of Flappy rolling a honking test, a flying rolling a flapping test, and Gooser rolling a waddling test to see
How does
just
that-
how much
11?
chaos you can cause. 11. Holy crap.
It's okay.
45.
I got a 2.
I'm going honking the right of the Valkyries right now.
I rolled a 10.
Oh, that brings you to 50.
But it's not time yet. We're just set on that 50. We're waiting. It's not time to summon Goosulu.
The concerted effort is, for the most part, a success. You can hear the Flappy kind of honking out this chorus of what humans don't understand, but it's just this propaganda speech. Flying is a master of moving the truck, the box around. He did it once; he can do it again, and so he is already on the honker, honking in unison.
And I got a 2, so all I do is floor the accelerator. That's it. Floor the
that's it.
accelerator. That's it.
And
There's no brakes.
There is just this sudden push as the G-forces start to rise as it goes from 0 to 80 in a matter of seconds.
I'm looking for a ramp to just do a cool like off of.
The trail that you're going on, this direct line that Gooser has set you on, unfortunately doesn't have any straight ramps, but there is this curved skate ramp that in your mind should serve the same purpose. And so you hit it at 80 miles an hour and you immediately come up onto 2 wheels. The sirens start going off as Flappy hits buttons. There's noise. There's honking. There's just this chaos riding through the park at 80 miles an hour on 2 wheels.
And I want one pinion feather to stick out the window. I don't know what it means, but I've seen them do it and people get upset, so I'm just going to do it too.
And as this police car is being used for in purposes that it was never intended to be used for, as it is just kind of careening down this park, sending people flying in both directions, trying to avoid getting hit, there is a moment where all of this chaos that you have caused in the area of what is maybe 100 square feet, in the span of no more than half an hour, has pulled the attention of the Alpha and the Omega, the one Goose from which all Goose come from, the honk in the dark, the one honk to bind them all, what is known as Chaos Incarnate. The pond starts to bubble over. The water goes flying in every direction, and the largest fathomable honker comes up out of the water, followed by these massive wings that for a moment look like pure obsidian, and then show humanity the cosmos that extends beyond what they have known, and truths that send their minds careening into utter nonsense.
The form of the destructor has been chosen.
Gusulu itself, rises up and looks down upon its 3 faithful minions. And in your heads, you hear its voice just kind of echo from the birth of the cosmos to today, and just ask you what your verdict is on mankind.
Yeah, they're all right.
You're outvoted.
I mean, we just need them off the. We just need to.
Honestly,
off the rock, right?
like how I envision this happening, it's like Flying Gosling found like a piece of like fried chicken and is like stuck in his feathers. It's like, this actually isn't that bad. Like, just now he has a taste for chicken.
Now he has a taste
So
of
he was
chicken.
distracted by his stomach.
Oh no, these humans dared to mess up my feathers with a cleaver. They must all die.
Yeah, but hear me out. If they're all dead, we don't have things to mess with anymore.
But
We've got their corpses.
Let's
The corpses don't move. It's boring hitting station.
They bring us bread.
Yeah.
Just kill the ape things. There's lots of things left. The
Make
4-legged
'em
things that
stupid
come
now.
here. There's we can eat those too later.
If they die, do we get bread still?
There's a moment as this eons old monstrosity kind of ponders your question, and then there's a resounding no.
Kill them, my lord. Kill them all. I'm still insane. I mean, come on. I've lost my shit once.
Snappy, think of the bread. We like bread.
Turn them to bread.
If they're gone, you don't have moving targets to poop on.
Yeah, right. Moving bread. Nah.
Down with democracy. Kill them.
What's democracy?
Whatever this voting is. Nope. You know where Goose is going. He's
Hey,
destruction.
I'm the boss. Actually,
Leadership change.
Oh,
Oh. I mean, I'm just going to walk right back there.
Flappy.
Yeah.
Break check.
Oh, whatever. However you vote, Flappy, I'll vote with you. Flappy.
We were doing 80, right? Story or Game Master?
oh, time has stopped at this point.
I was about to say, because I'm just going to hit the brakes and we're going to see who flies through the windshield. We'll solve it the easy way. Whoever survives the crash can decide.
I mean, it would be Gozer because he's in the safety of the little kind of.
I'm not
bucket.
saying I'm hedging bets. I'm just saying.
No, I know what you're doing.
They
I
may
know what you're
stick
doing.
around as bread providers.
Think of the bread.
Yeah, the bread. And the sugar. The sugar. Oh my god, the sugar.
There is a moment where only the smell of bread freshly baked fills your nostrils. The taste of churros fills your mouth. And you see the glory that is the golden age of humanity spread out before you based on a society of bread. And the 832 flavors of bread that are brought about because of your mercy in saving humanity. And Gusulu rises up into the sky and takes all of the bad, unbred thoughts of these humans and those humans that have them with him into the cosmos, never to be seen again.
I think that's a net win for all of us.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, Gooser still feels like he was ripped off.
You know,
He's not happy with anything other than blood.
He'll give it like 10 minutes. He'll get over it.
He'll forget. But
Probably.
I'm going to waddle over to the churros one and just snap one of them. And then just chuck it to Goose and then snap the next one. And
Yeah,
chuck
give me a sugar
and
high. Great idea.
Yes. Just more carnage for no reason.
But as the three of you kind of share this all for one for all moment with these churros, I think this has been a great playtest of Goose Tales.
Yep.
So I want to thank you guys for that and get your feedback.
I've got some right off. I would not start us off with 3 points to spend on our stats.
Okay.
I would start it off with 1 or 2. And that way you're encouraged more to spend your chaos points to boost your stats. Because in the beginning you're doing.
Yeah, I think you're mostly just waiting to get to 50 at this point. There's not a lot of incentive to do the minor honkening or a grand honkening, at least in this specific scenario.
Right. By starting with lower stats, we're more encouraged. And I'd also bump the minor success up to a 7 or 8 so that you're incentivized to constantly spend your chaos to try to bump, especially in the beginning when you have low starting stats. Because for me, I had 4. So I'm going to get a success on anything but a 1.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
That would be my big changes. One or 2 less starting points, and then bump the minor success closer to like Zas or Kala does, where you need like 7 and 8s for even a minor success, just to encourage you to burn points.
Maybe either or, right? Because if you have less points, you're not going to get like the 4, and then that basically takes care of that already.
Yeah, test one, then test the other.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, sounds right.
The pay 3 to get to 10 and then get 3 was rather broken.
Yeah, I would make it so that if you pay to boost your success level, you don't get the chaos from whatever you roll.
Yeah. You
don't get any of it.
That feels like a loophole.
Yeah. Okay. So boosting your dice roll basically means you get no chaos, but you get a better success if you boosted it, but you get no chaos from it.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, because it was weird kind of getting a net gate or like just a -1 when we were doing all this wheeling and dealing.
Right.
Well, if I rolled a 1 plus 4 would put me at 5. So yeah, if I roll a 2, it puts me at 6. And then for 4 more, I only lose 1. And end up with a great success net overall. So yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
But it is fun.
I would say maybe
because of you guys.
Nothing major, but maybe finding a little more distinction between flapping and waddling.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, it felt like most of the time it was more like whether we're using our wings or our beaks or our feet rather than like whether it was like a charisma check or an intelligence check or however. So
okay, makes sense.
But I think that's all I had. I had a lot of fun playing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It was massive chaos. I loved every second.
It's just naturally a fun scenario too, being a chaotic goose.
Yes.
Oh, there's a good suggestion from one of the viewers. If you spend chaos to up the roll, the GM should force additional chaos into the result.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
As since
it
you've
pushes-
spent chaos to make it work, the storyteller gets to jump in and add their own edge of chaos to make it even more chaotic because you've invoked chaos to do it.
Yeah.
Whee!
Makes sense.
Bam.
That's a good suggestion.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that one. It's fun playtesting
That
these
was
one-page
really
kind of
good, yeah.
things.
Yeah, Donald has good ideas once in a while.
Once in a while.
Once in a while.
On occasion.
But yeah, no, I want to thank you guys for giving me this opportunity.
letting us play.
I'm excited to take this feedback and come back with a third revision.
And then we'll have to play test that one sometime.
We gotta play test that one. So
I didn't even
there'll
play
be a
my nuke
casting call for
sound
that.
though.
You didn't.
There's the nuke sound for the viewers.
There we go.
There you go,
The sequel set in this bread utopia.
Yeah, I mean, please, Bread Utopia. We're just starting over here this time around.
The sequel needs to be in a different timeline to see a different outcome entirely. And I think the sequel needs to take place in a child's birthday party.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
Yes.
You know,
I
I was trying not to stab children.
Yeah.
I also could envision you like doing like a rivalry with like the geese versus the ducks or the chickens. Too.
A bachelor party or a bachelorette party.
I had four different
yeah.
scenarios set out, one for each
A
kind of
gender
season.
reveal party.
Yes, that just goes awfully awry.
Yeah.
But one of
There's
them was
another
definitely
point that
a
I'm-
birthday party.
There's another point that I just noticed. Gaining chaos for every goose that witnessed the success will scale really badly on larger groups.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That'll be something I address as well.
Yeah, probably like a fixed value is probably the better one.
Yeah, I would put, if you're going to do that, I'd do a grand success gives you 2 chaos to match the utter failure.
Yeah.
So you're either gaining 2 or losing 2 or,
Right.
put it.
2-1-0. Yeah.
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 I think so too. Yeah, no, thank you guys, and thank you, Shanky, for giving me
Geese
the
versus
platform.
swans. Come on, what are swans supposed to do?
Yeah. Fuck swans.
Geese versus peacocks. They flip out their back end, start
Oh,
ruffling their
that's-
feathers, and then, we
Peacock-
bring
a
our
peacock
wings
fight.
out and
Oh yeah, that's gonna be metal.
Peacocks.
we're going to redo West Side Story fights right there in the center of the park.
And you're a goose. You're a goose.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There's
Yeah.
so many weird things
Sitting
you
at
can do with this.
home, or you're on the loose.
Okay.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
as always,
Tales the musical.
I'm gonna end this by going, first of all, join us on our Discord. The Discord is where we cast this crazy show from. RavnosArchon posted up his casting call for this, all based on a joke that was told in the other TTRPG section of the Discord, and well, it became this.
Yep.
So join us on the Discord. Is your casting call still open for Star Wars there, RavnosArchon?
Yeah, it closes tomorrow.
So if you want to get in on a West End Games version of Star Wars, pop over to the Discord and read the casting call in the casting couch and fire a message off to RavnosArchon on there, and maybe you get to be in his Star Wars game.
Maybe.
Maybe not. Who knows? He decides, not us. If you want to catch our back episodes, pop over to YouTube. That's where we got our back episodes of lots of one-shots. I've played a couple games with this crew here. You can catch our World of Darkness content. Man, we've got content covering everything. I mean, World of Darkness, most of the splats are covered there. We've got the a lot of indie one-shots, Nighthawks, Bedlam Hall. I've played Paranoia. I've played a number of these. Octon Cthulhu. Well, I'm just naming games I played with a number of the people sitting right here. I didn't play Nighthawks, but I got to watch that when I was the tech weenie. So,
I mean, Tis is, I think, prepping a Cats of Cthulhu.
Cats of
One
Cthulhu.
shot.
Wow. That's, if you want to catch those Tiss's Call of Cthulhu game, pop over to Ishvel. That's where the Call of Cthulhu is. If you want to see our amazing content creator friends, oh, that's the wrong command. I should probably spell it right. Catch our amazing content creators. One of them is the RavnosArchon, right there. RavnosArchon. What are you doing on your channel?
Mondays are Vampire the Masquerade. Tuesdays I split up between Werewolf the Wild West and Legend of the Five Rings, and then every other Thursday right now we're doing a Seventh Sea campaign, which I absolutely love.
I played Seven Seas. That was kind of fun. I was the Dread Quartermaster Scappa, complete with a Dread Pirate Robert's costume I wore the whole time, which was perfect. I loved it. And of course, what he failed to mention is you'll be seeing more RavnosArchon here on McStabber Studios, not just for a Star Wars game, but in the Dark Ages that'll be starting probably, my guess is at the beginning of June. We'll be starting up our Dark Ages Vampire, where you'll get to see RavnosArchon. So that'll be a rather interesting game there.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm trying to go through. You want to get some merch? We got McStabber Studios merch. You can even get a T-shirt that says I played the McStabber Studios one shot. And all I got was this T-shirt.
Can you see that? I mean, it's kind of green, so it'll probably vanish.
The London Esoteric Society mug.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. No, it's...
if you go to our merch store, I do suggest you sign in to Zazzle before you try to place an order, because some things are locked based on age, and you got to be signed in to see the Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would T-shirts. You want to be a camp counselor, because everybody thinks people wish a motherfucker would. So go and check that out. Let's see. You want to give something to the players? Bits and donations that go to the players, not to the studio. It's our way for the viewers to give to the players themselves. If you want to give something to the studio, of course, you subscribe here on Twitch. Pop over to KoFi. You can give money through KoFi. And if you're on YouTube, like the video on YouTube, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, comment. That all drives up the engagement. As I tell people, maybe with time, we'll make a whole, $22 a month on YouTube. You don't make much on YouTube. It's not much per 1,000 views, trust me. So, but bits and donations, they go to the players. It's a way to give back because, once in a while, the players might want to go to Starbucks. That's kind of expensive. Dunkin', go to Dunkin', works better prices. Trying to make sure what I'm thinking here, I'm getting everything through. I think that covers all the major bits. Yes. Now, the schedule this week. Well, tomorrow we got Windy City After Dark, season 10, episode 7. It's our Vampire the Masquerade stream, and it's at 5 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. After 2 episodes of gut punching everybody, we're going a little bit more relaxed so that I ease the tension off because, if I did a third week of what I've done the past 2 weeks to the players, I would probably be murdered in my sleep. They would take up a collection. Trust me. It was pretty rough. And then, of course, Tuesday, Scion. Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern is Scion 2nd Edition, Zero to Hero. You get to see Zach Rules, Junie Von Esch, Lanhe, Unconscious Celestial, and my wife, of course, Mama McStabber, as the Children of the Divine, coming into what it means to be Children of the Divine. It's pretty damn funny, actually, at times. It's a good stream. And then, of course, Tiss is back next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Call of Cthulhu, or in this case, it might be Call of Cthulhu, because she's talking about possibly a cat episode where they're all playing the cats of the investigators. So, yeah, that should be interesting. And of course, as we end these, mental health, everybody. It's not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. Please take mental health of both yourself and other people seriously. Check in on those around you. Check in and make sure they're okay, because I can tell you a lot of people are not okay right now in the world, and a lot of people wear masks to hide it. So check in, just send them a message, see if they're okay. Even if you think they are, masking is a thing. And if you suffer from mental health issues like many of us do out there, right now in chat is a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to get a professional on the other end of the line who will talk you through it and to be the lifeline you need. And if you're not in the U.S., because we not only have non-U.S. viewers, we even got a non-U.S. player in this particular stream, find a helpline. You can put in your country of origin and find out the help for the country that you're in. So please, mental health is health, and we want you to make sure you're getting it taken care of. So please do that. And let's see, since my wife isn't here, I will give her portion of the outro. Get your shots, get your vaccines. It's a time of year where, you don't need to be sick. We're getting into summer. Make sure you're not sick through the summer. Get to enjoy your summer a bit. And of course, fuck the fascists. Trans rights are human rights. Women's rights are human rights. and veterans deserve to be taken care of. So watch out for the party who's trying to cut the veterans' benefits by 22% as part of their budgeting. As a veteran myself, a disabled vet no less, it hits near to the heart when I hear about people wanting to cut the spending for the Veterans Administration when they don't have the money now to take care of the veterans out there. So please, everybody, support those who are actually going to take care of people. So I do thank everyone for coming, and thank you, RavnosArchon. Thank you, Mortuous, and thank you, House, for being here for this, because yeah, this was a lot of fun chaos. And we will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. Good night, everybody.